What is something super important that is on the verge of happening? Last week, a Pakistani-based terrorist blew up a bus killing 41 Indian soldiers in the disputed territory of Kashmir. India blamed Pakistan for the attack and swore revenge. Pakistan had replied saying that India takes revenge, they will retaliate. Yesterday, a group of Indian fighter jets crossed into Pakistani airspace, conducted an airstrike on the terrorist camp in Pakistani territory. If true, this could start an Indian-Pakistani war where both countries are nuclear powers. Update: looks like the verge of happening actually happened. Pakistan shot down 2 Indian fighter jets and captured one of the pilots. India has also apparently shot down a Pakistani fighter jet, making organs from stem cells. Hurry up already, science. I need a kidney. Edit. Thank you all for the kind words and offers to donate your kidney. If you are seriously considering being a donor, please Google how to become a living donor. It is the current best case scenario for those in need. My function is around 18%, so there are others out there who have a greater need. Another India-Pakistan war. The launch of the James Webb Space Telescope. It will bring us a new notion to space and reality. Edit. Apparently I'm dyslexic. For some positivity, we are on the verge of having a net positive increase in trees rather than decrease. Apparently we're already at or near a net zero. Doesn't mean you should stop caring though. Edit. Okay. Wow. This where I say thanks for the gold? Some people asked for source. I'll have to find it. I read this a few months ago. The first human corneas have been 3D printed by scientists. They cannot be used for human eyes yet, but in the future, the technique could be used to ensure an unlimited supply of corneas required for cornea transplants. Privacy is disappearing, and there's little to no way to save it. Cameras, sensors, etc. are everywhere, and software is mining the data for information on us. The software is ever improving, and the sensor coverage is ever increasing. Brexit. Not the vote, but the actual action of Britain leaving the EU. The deadline is on March 29th and there is currently no plan to solve the trade issues and border disputes that were solved by Britain being in the EU. Children dressing up for their homecoming dance and the theme is 2000s. Not a global thing, but I haven't walked in over half a year due to injury, and I get to start trying to walk tomorrow. So that's super important for me. Update: it went great. It was kinda painful, but I was able to hobble around like a champ, in my opinion. The doc says keep the amount that I try walking per day to a minimum, but that I should be back up and about in no time. Thanks for the silvers and golds everyone. I've never gotten those before. I'm dying. I'm trying to live my days till I either get some dead guy's organ or die slow and painful, from what I'm told, death. I love my life. I'm in a constant process of good things happening. I don't worry. I'm a good dad. I get to spend my days with the girl of my dreams and our wonderful existence. I'm living in overtime. Anything can happen. Edit. Wow, I wrote this comment right before I fell asleep. I've read every comment, and you guys are alright. Drink responsibly. Seriously though, I'm touched. Edit 2. Gold. Pop my cherry. What does it do? This is a depressing thread. As Wi-Fi covers more and more of the country, phone companies will lose their ability to charge exorbitant prices because telephony will be available everywhere. Magic Jack will be all you need, all calls and texts running through the internet. I feel like something big is going to happen regarding antibiotic resistance. We'll start to really see the effects of the problem within the next few years. Was about to happen but now has. Number 3 in the Catholic Church worldwide is spending his first night behind bars for child sex offenses. Breakthroughs in graphene cells and batteries. Right now we are stuck with lithium, because graphene doesn't store large capacities of power very long, but once we are through that hurdle, it'll be no exaggeration to say you'll have smartphones that charge from 0 to full in a matter of seconds. Electric cars which will almost never have to stop for charge because the charge pads on roads will keep them topped off, and in general the stagnation of high-end tech will end, since for a lot of things like processors, the main thing currently holding us back is the amount of energy they can draw. The Special Olympics World Games will happen in 2 weeks in Dubai, and I'll be participating as an athlete. Wow, so many upvotes. Thanks guys and girls. I'll be participating in the shot put and track event for the Danish national team. I live in developing country. The glut of fake news wreaks havoc in day-to-day life wherein not so educated people are not at all able to differentiate them, and they treat WhatsApp forwards as absolute truth. These fake news are impacting people on sensitive issues such as religion. If not controlled, these would have devastating consequences. Edit 1. People are asking about what it all has to do with religion. Some power groups use social media channels to spread false news about wrongdoings of other groups, to incite hatred against particular religions and radicalize people, leading to communal riots. This has all become part of vote bank politics. Edit 2. This is my first answer to cross 1k up votes. Thank you, kind stranger, for the Reddit gold. A large number of Americans are falling behind on their subprime car loans, which could lead to another 08 economic collapse. Pakistan and India are probably on the verge of war. I'm teaching my cat how to high five. Edit. Whoa, this blew up. Silver and gold. He's doing really well. He was getting the hang of it at the end of about 5 minutes of training. I've clicker trained him before to touch his nose to a wand, so he knows that the clicker is the good boy noise TM, and he'll get a treat. It helps that he's superfood motivated. Images of the boy. Sorry, they're a bit blurry. I was trying to be paparazzi, do the clicker, and dispense treats at the same time. His name is Leo, and he knows that he's a good boy. Edit 2. It's more of a low 5 at the moment, but he's only had 4 training sessions. I'm quitting my job as a seller to become a stand-up comedian. Wish me luck. George Pell going to jail. We're in the midst of a 4th industrial revolution, automation. This revolution will basically see the near complete removal of human muscle from most of the economy. Trades, professions, services, and knowledge work should be okay, but manufacturing jobs will be hit hard. We are going to have to figure out what to do with a significant portion of the population that can no longer find productive work. For those that don't follow politics, tomorrow is likely going to be an explosive day for the US administration. I'm sure those that don't follow politics or are tired of Trump spam on Reddit will dismiss that as yada yada. We've been hearing this for 2 years, but it's hard to deny how big tomorrow is. Michael Cohen, Trump's longtime personal attorney and fixer, is going to prison for a multitude of felonies, including at least 2 that Trump is directly implicated in as individual, one by SDNY. Tomorrow, at 10 a.m. Est, will be the first time Cohen testifies before the public on these charges. He is supposedly bringing hard evidence, including financial documents, of the implication of Trump in these felonies. Only a judge, jury, and lawyers have seen this evidence so far, and it was enough to convict Cohen beyond a doubt, so it's undeniably damning and credible. I fully expect to be downvoted, since general Reddit subs hate Trump news, but this could be a historical moment. If it turns out to be nothing, I'll eat my words. But there is nothing to suggest that it won't be astounding to watch. Edit. Cohen just released his statement for tomorrow minutes ago. Buckle your seatbelts, folks. I'm providing the committee today with several documents. These include a copy of a check Mr. Trump wrote from his personal bank account after he became president to reimburse me for the hush money payments I made to cover up his affair with an adult film star and prevent damage to his campaign. Copies of financial statements for 2011, 2013 that he gave to such institutions as Deutsche Bank. A copy of an article with Mr. Trump's handwriting on it that reported on the auction of a portrait of himself. He arranged for the bidder ahead of time and then reimbursed the bidder from the account of his non-profit charitable foundation, with the picture now hanging in one of his country clubs, and copies of letters I wrote at Mr. Trump's direction that threatened his high school, colleges, and the college board not to release his grades or SAT scores. On top of this, Michael Cohen, President Trump's former lawyer, will tell Congress on Wednesday that Trump knew his longtime advisor Roger Stone was communicating with WikiLeaks about publishing stolen emails from the Democratic National Committee, according to the text of his prepared opening statement. That's the closest thing in US law code to collusion. Conspiracy to defraud the United States. A financial bubble on student loans that'll lead to a recession and a complete restructuring of the way student loans are given out. The Star Betelgeuse is likely to go supernova during this century. To understand how important this is, it will be the first Milky Way supernova since 1861, and by far the brightest supernova in recorded human history. Betelgeuse is very close b, a supergiant, California 1000x the sun, and already one of the brightest stars in the night sky. When it explodes, it's likely going to be brighter than the full moon for many months, visible even during daytime. Between 1993 and 2009 it got 16% smaller, collapsing at a rate of 213 m/s, and the rate is increasing. Came to this thread to see the many advancements in technology, left afraid of a nuclear apocalypse or death by supervirus. Edit, geez, what happened here? Went to bed with 50 upvotes, and come back to this.